Gosh, I've started this video so many times. I'm not quite sure how to. I watched a video today from somebody that I follow, and he had a health scare, and it's prompting me to make this video because I want wellness warriors to learn from what he's sharing, and I want to hopefully say the things that helps every wellness warrior to do it differently, to keep your health in the best possible place that you can. I made some notes because it's not my story, so I want to make sure I get his details right. 53-year-old male who should be weighing 180 but weighs 280s. So that's 100 pounds overweight. He shares with us his goal of losing 50 pounds, so to get down, well, 55 pounds really, because he wants to get down to 225. He talked about a plan of action that he's going to take because of this health scare that he had. So the health scare itself was in the middle of the night, and he's having like a really uneasy feeling, and he doesn't know what it is, and he struggles. He can't fall asleep for a few hours until finally he wakes up his wife, and they go to the hospital. At the hospital, they are doing all kind of heart checks to make sure they didn't have a heart attack. Luckily, he didn't. But what he did have was pneumonia. That health scare is what's prompting, because he thought he was maybe having a heart attack, is what's prompting the current video that I'm watching. He added some more information. The other thing he talked about was the fact that over the last little while, but he didn't say how long, but it sounded like it's been a while, he's been having some kind of hypoglycemic reactions, meaning that he will be shaky or nauseous like a little bit after eating, and the only thing that makes him feel better is to eat a little more. It seems to me like that he's attributing some of his weight gain to that. And he kind of talks about all his trouble he's had in the past with dieting, and that for him, he could see that it doesn't work. So he wants to create a plan of attack for getting down to 225. And it is lifestyle change, exercise more, eat better and less, sleep more, meditate, and journal. But the number one thing he said he wants is to be held accountable by his community. I'm not sure if I said this already yet, but he's on 3 medications twice a day for anxiety and depression. He finds that the medication is working, but would like to eventually be able to get off medication. That was the other positive thing that he was talking about doing for himself. He mentioned being a junk food eater from as young as he can remember, and that his adult life has been junk food, despite the fact that his wife eats healthy. He still eats a lot of junk, which I thought was really interesting. I'll tell you why in a minute. He and his wife have been together for 35 years. So that's a long time. And that's a lot of time of her being a healthy eater and him still maintaining his poor health eating habits, I should say. He did go in for a checkup for his hypoglycemic type symptoms. The doctor checked him out and said he was not pre diabetic or diabetic at that moment in time. And so, therefore, he's kind of went forward in life. And he really does truly believe that if he doesn't succeed at losing weight after announcing it to his community, he will feel like a loser. And he's sure that that's going to help him to accomplish the goal this time. And I'm going to start there. I think that most of us believe that the world doesn't know that we've tried to lose weight before. So anyone who's overweight has tried to lose weight. I'd be very shocked to meet a person who's overweight and didn't try ever to get back to healthy weight, especially when you're 80 pounds overweight. I don't think announcing this to the community or not is going to change what you're going to do. And I'm starting there because we need to be healthy for us. You need to do it for yourself, or you're not going to really do it. And what I mean is look further down the road. Even if you lose weight for some outside force, for some outside reason, when you get to goal weight, what do you end up doing? You're not going to stick with it. So, point number one is do it for you. Wellness warrior, you're the best reason to eat healthy. You're the best reason to do any of the things that are on the list that were great things, by the way. I think that eating healthy, exercising more, sleeping more, meditating and journaling are all great things. I just feel like the order of events is backwards. Number 1, eat healthy. You don't even and he said eat healthy and less. You don't need to eat less. You need to eat healthy. I eat more today than I ate when I was doing standard diet, and I'm at my healthy weight. Why? Because when you eat the right foods, your body not only wants those foods, but takes them in and does the right thing with them. And so I'm healthier, I'm stronger, and I feel amazing, and my weight is correct. Even though I was eating less food, I was eating all the wrong garbage heavy foods that meant my body needed to put that stuff away in fat storage, which then meant that my body couldn't manage. He talks about this hypoglycemic thing that's happening. Dr. Ekberg explains that when we eat the wrong things and our blood sugar is going up and down because my body is storing that garbage away right away as soon as I eat it. And then I feel bad and I have to go out and get more food, but I get granola and my body stores it. And then I feel bad and I have to go out and get more food and I get pizza and my body stores it. And I feel bad and I go out and get more food and I get a chocolate bar and my body. And yeah, in that moment, I feel a little better because I ate something and my blood sugar regulates for the moment, but then my body kicks in and stores it again. And guess what? I'm pushing my insulin resistance. It's a bad story, wellness warrior. Pushing your insulin resistance to go, so insulin to go higher and higher and higher so that I'm getting more and more and more insulin resistant is so unhealthy and drives so many other problems, diseases, issues that our body just loses its ability to take care of us. So we end up getting sick. We end up immunocompromised. We end up with health problems, some of which we can't see. Like we see the skin stuff, we see the weight stuff, we see the hair and the rashes, and we see that stuff. We see that when we have joint pains, we feel that, but there's some internal things that we just can't see until it's too late. And then when we're there and when it's happening and now we have to deal with it, we're in a huge problem and now we have no choice but to take more medication. By the way, the depression and anxiety that you're living, another signal that your body was giving you that you were eating incorrectly. There's a study with Dr. Dano and Georgia Eid, and there's other doctors on that study that was done over in France, and they were able to show that treatment resistant clients, treatment resistant means that their depression or schizophrenia or anxiety or whatever they were suffering with, because they had different kinds of illnesses that they were treating, were so bad that even the medication wasn't working. And all of the people improved doing a keto diet. All of them. 80% of them, I believe was the number, completely got off their medications. That's unheard of in regular medical treatments. Yet food was the answer. That mental health struggle that you are having that's causing you to take 3 medications twice a day is being caused by the foods, not food, by the garbage that you're allowing yourself to eat. It's not real food. That's the actual issue that you're living. Wellness warrior, I'm talking about this because when we allow ourselves to eat pizza and burgers and french fries and cookies and ice cream and all the stuff that society says is okay, but our body is screaming is not okay, we have a decision to make. Do I listen to my body that's freaking out every time food comes in? I feel horrible. It puts it away and it sends me out to get more food and I'm on that cycle. Do I listen to my body that maybe the thing I'm bringing in is the wrong thing? Or do I keep bringing in this fun thing because it tastes fun? And the question now, wellness warrior, is why does it taste more fun than the fact that it's making me sick? There's a reason that it feels more fun than how sick it's making you. Part one, you've been trained to think that this is food. And so you're not even considering that this pretend food that we're putting in our body is the problem. And so you're about to do a diet that still incorporates these pretend foods. And so likely this is going to take longer for you to heal. And any wellness warrior that's watching this that might be considering doing a normal standard diet rather than taking the carbohydrates down to a reasonable level so that your body can actually manage what you're eating, I'm sitting here right now telling you that's a huge mistake. By taking my carbohydrates from the standard 350 to 450 grams of carbohydrates that we are all eating, use your technology to put in everything you eat for the day and then look at the carbohydrate number, because yes, sugar and carbohydrate are two words for the same stuff. When you look at that carbohydrate number, you're going to see that actually you eat much more than 50 to 100 grams of carbs, which is what, sorry, 50 to 100 grams of sugar, which is what we think we're eating because we're only counting the added sugar. And even that's too much. You're actually eating about a pound of sugar a day, which is what 454 grams is a pound. And I was consistently eating between 350 and 450 every single day. When I took that number down to 20, Wellness Warrior, that's when my health started to improve and got me to this place where I've lost 80 pounds. So I lost 80, put back on 10. I didn't like how I looked. I talk about losing 70 pounds in all the videos that you see because that's where I stood for a long time. And guess what? In the last 2 years, I've lost another 8 pounds. My body just naturally took it off me when I switched over to carnivore. It matters what you're eating. And I've kept off the 70 pounds that I originally lost for 5.5 years. And now in the last year and a half, yes, or a year, whatever it's been. So if we look at my trajectory, now that I'm full carnivore for almost a year, it's actually, oh, it's February, for a year. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. But I've been carnivore for this whole year. I'm at the weight that my body originally took me to 7 years ago. So I didn't put any weight back on in all of that time. And my body brought me down a bit more with me eating more energy, if you want to call that calorie, whatever, with me eating more energy than I was eating a year and a half ago. What is this helping us to understand? When you eat healthy, your body will absolutely take care of you because a healthy body regulates its weight. So when you are healthy, your body's going to get you to that right weight. What about all those people who are at their good weight or close to it, but they're eating garbage? How are they managing that? Wellness Warrior, our body has two options. It can put the garbage that you're eating, the stupidity, that's what I wanted to say, into fat storage. That's the safest thing it can do for you. Put it in fat storage. Or it's taking that garbage that you're eating, that stupidity, and it's putting it in other parts of your body that's going to cause problems. Now, if it's putting it in your arteries that lead to your heart, you end up having heart problems. I was scared as hell a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, but at this point, when Pat was in a problem, no, it was a year ago, when Pat was in a problem. When your body puts it in your joints, like I had in my life, and you're walking around with inflamed joints and in pain for 23 years, that's how long I walked around with a problem. But what other problems were brewing internally? Again, for 23 years, my weight was normal. Well, not 23 years. For like 12, 13 years, my weight was normal, even though my joint pain was there. And then it really went off the rails after I had my daughter. Then I had the joint pain and the weight came on. And it wasn't the pregnancy that caused the weight to come on because it came on years later, right? She was like 2-ish when the weight started to come on. So what the hell, right? Hormone changes, perhaps? I don't know. I was in a different stage of life. I was older. Things were happening. My point here is, Wellness Warrior, eating the right food matters that much. If we don't get the food right, our body just has no opportunity to help us to stay healthy. The second thing that I want us to think about is the things we think in our mind, the beliefs we have, they're the things that are going to determine the actions we take. The video starts off with him saying that he is supposed to be at 180, but was at 275. And the goal weight was 50. They needed to lose 50 pounds. So that's going to bring you to 225, but is that the healthy place for you to be? We have a lot of limiting beliefs. We have a lot of ideas about food. We have a lot of reasons that we overeat carbohydrates. Some of them are common and stated. Carbs are healthy. We're supposed to eat them. Carbohydrates are necessary. You cannot eliminate a complete macronutrient, and like you can't just stop eating vegetation, vegetables and fruits. That's impossible. Grains are healthy. You're supposed all of these ideas that we have about what is healthy to eat that actually isn't true, Wellness Warrior. And they're based on food companies wanting our money. I'm saying the stuff that's going to get me canceled, but it's the truth. It's based on food companies caring more about how much they're making than how your health is progressing. What I want you to do is understand that those carbohydrates that they push you to eat, whether they're from plants or they're from processed foods, they're not healthy. And they're not helping your body to do what it wants to do, which is heal you so that you can live your life in a body that feels good and is living the right weight, because a healthy body regulates its weight. What those processed foods and high carbohydrate fruits and vegetables do is they keep your body focused on carbohydrates. They keep your mouth trained on carbohydrates. And by training your mouth on carbohydrates and keeping your brain focused on the cookies and ice cream and pizza and burgers and fries, and keeping, when we are constantly focused there and eating the fruit, and it allows the dopamine hits and all the endorphins and all the chemicals in our brain to boop, 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 boop. And that keeps us chasing. That keeps us compelled to eat the wrong food. That blocks our ability to eat healthy. There's a reason that you're not in control of what you eat, Wellness Warrior. And I talk about it in this video right here. So click on that link, and I'm going to go more in depth in why you chase carbohydrates. So you chase junk food, even though what you really want to do is eat healthy. And if you'd like to win a 30 minutes conversation with me where we could talk about keto, carnivore, or whatever you'd like, comment "squash limiting beliefs," exactly like it's written there, so we can have a talk. Now click on the link. I'll meet you in the next video.